5 sheets of glass were broken in that test.
Danielle and Ivan, you guessed correctly, and you each receive 1 point.
The only thing that I've found that is even similar to what we're doing are people who are trying to disprove 9/11 being a terrorist attack. I have literally found probably 10 websites using an example of dropping a bowling ball through panes of glass to explain why the Twin Towers is a conspiracy.
You're going to guess your way through this?
I did not guess. I was up till 3 in the morning.
Looking up conspiracy theories.
So it's impossible. You can't read.
So here's what, I guess in layman's terms, to just get my hands here, Peter. So what he's saying is that the top floor collapses, hits the next floor, hits the next floor, hits the next floor. So it's bang, 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 bang. The weight of the upper floors.
It would slow down. What I'm trying to say is it was in full free fall acceleration. All of its potential energy was being converted
Instead of
to
what
motion.
I just described, the thing just collapsed like a pancake.
Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that two opposing forces will neutralize each other. In a head-on collision, the two cars absorb each other's kinetic energy and transform it into physical deformation or damage. After that, the system comes to a rest, as there is no more energy to be dissipated.
The top section pushing on the bottom section, it's going to meet equal forces as it goes. Both sections are going to be demolished at the same rate. So by the time you've crushed up 15 stories below it, the top 15 stories are also going to be crushed. And so there's nothing left now to crush the rest of the building.
Something of this kind is what we should have seen when the top section of the towers collapsed onto the lower one. The upper and lower sections should have mutually destroyed each other until all the energy is dissipated and the system comes to a rest. Alternatively, as shown in this experiment with two towers made of snow, the top section could have fallen off to the side after the initial collapse. What could not have happened is this.
A little tiny chunk of the building can't possibly fall and crush the entire structure below it.
This is such a simple, fundamental concept that architects and engineers were astonished in seeing it totally ignored by NIST.
This is high school physics, and our whole society is being led to believe that these fundamental laws of physics, hard science, don't apply anymore.
Bill, you do me a favor. On your next Radio Factor, you ask your listeners how many people think 9/11 was an inside job. You won't be able to get through the thousands of phone calls you'll get from people who believe that.
They're marginal nuts.
The more you look at stuff, especially specific incidents, specific events in or around the fateful day, it just raises a lot of questions.
Now, as Charlie Sheen ranting like a lunatic about the September 11th attacks, now word comes that Sheen will be narrating a new film about 9/11 conspiracy theories. Doesn't surprise me. This is Charlie Sheen. The fact that, he's going to get the money to, sort of go forward with his views is what is somewhat shocking to me. And the fact that he'd even express them publicly. Your thoughts?
Well, he does prove that the apple does not fall far from the very tree at all, with Martin Sheen being his father. What surprises me is Mark Cuban here. You're absolutely right. In fact, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks is funding all of this.
Yeah, I always liked him. What is he doing?
I don't know what in the world he is thinking about at this point in time, funding this.
I don't think we should be getting behind this stuff at all, and Cuban should keep his money in his pocket.
This is a disgrace to them, and Martin Sheen's kid there better watch it as far as people.
Agree.
I wouldn't watch anything.
And this, we're looking out for you, Charlie Sheen. Don't do this. You're not going to come back from it if you do. And that's not a threat. I'm just telling you, I know the country, Bo knows the country,
we won't
Gerald
watch
knows
that 2.5 kids thing at all.
Not going to do it any good.
That if they continue to attack me personally, it only gives credence to our side of the argument. People want the truth. They want the truth. And what's been offered to us resembles nothing of the sort.
We have been getting an overwhelming response to our Showbiz Tonight question of the day. Charlie Sheen speaks out. Do you agree with his assertion that there is a government cover-up of 9/11? Let's take a look at how the vote is going so far. 82% of you say yes. Only 18% of you say no.
You think that's a well